I've given a lot of books 5 stars over the years, but if I'm honest, some of them would not get 5 stars today. And some of them I will defend forever. And yes, some of them are very popular. This is every 5-star book I've ever read, and not just a few. I mean, all of them, ranked by how they held up as a reader now in my 40s. In my all-time faves, ride or die, top tier. These are the ones I would recommend to anybody I come across without hesitation. The Ravenhood series. Flock, Exodus, The Finish Line by Kate Stewart. My favorite series, period, full stop, end of. I'm still not emotionally recovered enough to continue on to books 1 and 2 of the Ravenhood legacy. I can't do it. I'm not ready. I am just now able to hear the song K by Cigarettes After Sex without crying. And it's been over a year. I can't even read the spin-offs yet. If you haven't treated yourself of any series I ever talk about, that would be the number 1 that I would recommend to anybody I encounter. Super popular right now, but I actually read it in 2023, is Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. This is one of the only books that I actually bought for my oldest son because I knew he would appreciate the world, the story, just the gut punch. And he and his younger brother are going to take me to see the movie, so I'm super excited. The Devil in the White City. I don't understand how this book isn't a TV series. I don't get it. Apparently, it's been purchased and been in development for like almost a decade now. If you've not experienced Devil in the White City, it's about one of the first serial unalivers in the United States that was reported, H.H. Holmes, along with architects and the angling in society and behind the scenes with Edison's light bulbs and all around the World's Fair in I believe it was 93. And it's just fascinating on both levels. Another book that I think I read around the same time as Devil in the White City is The Alienist. This one did become a show. This show is all right. The book is amazing. It is fantastic. But I will say it's a commitment. Now, without getting into my life story, there are some authors who have a way of writing that kind of just either touches your heart or just maybe helps you out during a time by giving you comparisons to maybe something you're going through in life and helps you see the path through. And for me, that author is Nora Roberts. My all-time favorite series from Nora Roberts, if I had to pick, and it's a tough decision, but the one that 20 some years later I still think about is the Three Sisters Island trilogy. This one I read during a tough time in life, and I really identified with one of the characters and just kind of gave me that warm blanket feeling that, you know, kind of that warm fuzzy, like it's gonna be okay. I don't even own my original copies anymore, Life Circumstances, which is why I'm still working on rebuilding this library of mine, but this series has stayed with me. Another Nora Roberts that I love almost as much is the Key trilogy. Same comfort, same magic, my second favorite for a reason. Some honorable mentions in this all-time faves category are going to be like The Hunger Games, Catching Fire, The Four Winds by Kristen Hanna, The Butterfly Garden, Binding 13, on the romantasy side, Fourth Wing, and on the dark romance side, Under Your Scars. The next tier down, which I don't want to say down because again, these are all 5-star reads, but the next tier, not maybe my all-time, whoa, like those, but these are still 5 stars for me. And disclaimer, I know they're not for everyone. The Devil's Night series by Penelope Douglas. I think it might have been that, or the L.O.R.D. series might have been my first dark romance series that I ever read. And I know I've read this series at least 3 times now. I don't know why. It's just when I'm in that mood, and maybe when I haven't read dark romance in a while, I love the characters. I love the town. I love their found family. Like, it's just, I love it. I know it's not for everybody, but for me, I just love that group, and that's my gold standard. Red, White, and Royal Blue. I laughed so much while reading this. The movie kind of, I mean, don't get me wrong. I was glad to see it acted out, but the book is where it's at. Way better. The Infernal Devices by Cassandra Clare. Technically YA, but I still love them, and I'm thinking maybe this year I might reread them. Wolf Hall by Hilary Mantel and Bring Up the Bodies. Both excellent. I love anything Tudor. Anything. Back in the day, Philippa Gregory books, right up my alley. The Cove and the entire FBI thriller series. This was a full binge phase for me. Once I started The Cove, I can't even remember how many books are in this series, but a good amount. You get to know the characters and you just want to keep going on the ride with them. And that is what I love when a series really hits. You just want to keep continuing on with them. Helen Pfeiffer has a series that I really, really enjoy as well. I actually need to pick that back up. I don't know why I've kind of drifted off. I need to get back to that. One of the creepiest books I've read by Ted Decker was The Bride Collector. Straight up thriller. And I ate it up, every second of it. So good. And it's been just long enough now that I think I've forgotten enough to where I can reread it and kind of experience everything for the first time again. Creepy in the best way. Other books I would probably throw in this series would be The Girl Who Was Taken by Charlie Donnelly, One Perfect Grave, The Second Life of Muriel West. I don't know if it's Muriel or Mireille, I'm not sure. And then a Frank Peretti book, which is This Present Darkness. The terrifying aspect of that is that it's in that spiritual realm. And if you lean towards the side of life where you believe these things can happen, that makes it extra creepy. The next tier for me is going to be, I don't know what we call it. Was I influenced? Now these, they might be like a me problem. So, Birthday Girl. Listen, this is really, really not for everybody. It's taboo, but like at the very edges of taboo. We're talking just like at the edge of taboo, not even really, just more frowned upon. And I know it's not perfect, but it checks every box for me. Along the same vein, Penelope Douglas again, Credence. This one definitely is taboo, but I just love the way she weaves this story. But I get it. I totally get it. It is not for everybody. Just like Quicksilver isn't for me, Credence may not be for you, and I fully appreciate that. It's personal preference. For me, I just enjoyed every second of it. Next is a book I'd love to have on my shelf at some point, Neon Gods by Nora Roberts. This is a Persephone and Hades retelling in kind of modern fantasy. I really enjoyed this whole series, but this one specifically just hit on every note for me, just setting up that world so that every novel after that really just kind of, you keep touching base, interconnected standalones, and I really, really enjoyed that. Fun, yes. Deep, not really, but I had a great time. Going in a completely different direction with hard subject matter, tough to read, but excellent is The Tattooist of Auschwitz. I know this one's debated. It's very emotional, very tough to read, and in a similar vein, you have The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. Both extremely hard subject matter, but both respectfully and well written, in my opinion. Next is going to be Redeeming Love by Francine Rivers, and this was made into a movie where, again, the movie was like, okay, it wasn't bad by any means, but this is what they mean when they say the book was better. Another absolute favorite that I used to have a copy, but I need to read again because it's been probably 20 years, is Envy by Sandra Brown. And this is probably the first time I read a book where a twist kicked and just knocked my socks off. And honestly, if I'm thinking back, I'm pretty sure I've forgotten a good enough amount where this might knock my socks off again, but at the very least, the book, the story, the characters, top notch. Some that are going to be like in the chaotic, controversial, but I still stand by, I enjoyed them, or I still rank them 5 stars. These say something about me, and I'm okay with that. The Mindf series, completely unhinged, and I loved every second of it. One of the best revenge tales I've read. God of Fury by Rena Kent. This is chaos in the best way. The L.O.R.D. series. Dark romance chaos, found family, interconnected standalone joy. I love it. I've still got the newest book, Chaotic, to read, and I'm not ready to do it just yet, but soon I will get there. The Edge of Darkness series by Lee Rivers. One of my favorite dark romance series of all time, and I am obsessed with Tobias Mitchell. Enough so that I have psychotic obsession. I still need to read it, but I don't want to yet so that I don't end the journey. Pen Pal, short, tragic, hits hard, and just a wonderfully woven story. Others, you're going to have Pucking Around, That One Night, Pucking Ever After. I just talked about these last week. How to Get Away with Murder, but specifically the audio. I haven't read it in print, and it has mixed reviews when it comes to the print version, but on audio, perfection. John of John, masterfully written, probably on the Booker Prize shortlist. Just maybe not my genre. I probably wouldn't pick it up again, but is it nice every now and again to pick up something a little bit on the heavier side? Sure, absolutely. Okay, so I need to know, what book would you still give 5 stars no matter what, that you read a while back? And which one would you now change your opinion on? Because I think I definitely have a few I might be questioning, just a tiny bit. If you're here for books and the perimenopause of it all, you're in the right place. We'll see you next time.